Good evening, everyone. Live from Nashville. It's Monday, May 10th. I'm Charles Brown, Portfolio Manager with CB3 Financial. We're glad you're with us. From COVID, U.S. politics, the world economy, to clarity. This is CB3 Live and your Monday Market Mashup. Again, glad to have you with us. Tonight, patent pathos and sector leadership. You'll see a chart in just a few moments here that shows the change in sector leadership. And the patent pathos, that's my way of saying we still have a patent issue with the U.S. government and other world governments wanting to literally bribe or coerce these American companies, Johnson and Moderna and Pfizer, to relinquish their patent rights so the world can have access to the vaccines, even if those companies are not producing it. Obviously a big story. I mentioned it last week. I'll cover it again this week on Thursday night. But what's interesting here is we have a new leader for the year as of the end of the day today, and it was an ugly day on Wall Street for sure. Dow's up 13.5, overtaking the Russell, which is now up 12%, S&P up 11.5, and NASDAQ just, it's hard to even explain. And we have plenty of users that are, saying to us, we're using your service. We're getting information from you. We saw how well you did last year, and it's sure not playing out quite so well this year. And there's truth to that, although I'll show you a graph here in just a second that it's not been the whole year. It's just been a really, really bad second quarter. But as I've said over and over again for really the last 7 to 8 months, we need all asset classes to be doing well if we want this secular bull market to continue. So I'm not discouraged. I'd like to see a little better performance in the tech sector, in the NASDAQ, the tech area, consumer discretionary, technology, communications. But so far, guys, it's just not there. I believe it will be. We just have to have some patience. On the COVID front, you'll see on Thursday night, I'm going to talk more about this issue with the patents, which is really a combination of a U.S. policy and a COVID issue. It's a big concern for me as an investor, a portfolio manager, because if I'm investing in a company that's created a vaccine or they're in the pipeline to create a vaccine, and the U.S. government and other governments from the World Health Organization, they follow those recommendations and basically require these companies to surrender their patents, it reduces the value of that company. And if I'm an owner in that company for my own portfolio, and then as a portfolio manager, I obviously have some major concerns with that. Started the story last week. I'll continue more this week. On the world economy, it's just a crazy time right now. It's hard to figure out why these companies are reporting so well, and then they get just hammered within a few hours. And we'll cover, again, a lot more of that on Thursday night. But the crypto corner, this is really interesting. Ethereum is taking on a pretty big significance here for the first time. Excuse me, I'm looking at the quote screen over here. Ethereum's back under 4,000, but there was a point today when it traded to 4132, almost half of what Bitcoin's market cap is. So what am I seeing here? Well, you could say that Bitcoin's in trouble. I don't think so. I think the altcoins, of which Ethereum is the main altcoin, are showing strength. And that's good because it means as an asset class, it's getting more credibility. And we'll talk again more about that on Thursday. So this week coming up, the jobs report last Friday, the biggest single miss in U.S. history, expecting anywhere from 1 to 2 million jobs, and it came in at 266,000, which the market initially liked. It sold back off today, but on Friday was actually a big boost. We'll dig into that more on Thursday. The Colonial Pipeline hacker attack, I'm sure you've been reading about that. Looks like a portion of the line is back online, but I'll actually have a map for you on Thursday night, show you which parts of the United States are affected. It's a pretty significant part, and I'm sure I'll have more news Thursday that I don't have right now. But it's something that we're watching, that we're concerned about, certainly for any energy investments. And then the third thing, I just mentioned this with CG. CG has just been really, really volatile this year. I had a portfolio review last Thursday night. I'm not going to actually review the portfolio, but I just wanted to show you the graphic. The blue line is CG. So look at the middle of February of this year and how just incredibly strong we were, beating the other indices, and then just tremendous volatility. We came back in the middle of March and we're then making, we were even with the indices, and now it's just been a really tough time here. So you guys that have been with us for a while, you understand how portfolio performance works. We have months that are good, quarters that are good, years that are good. But over the long run, we have almost a 10-year track record in this program. And we are right with the S&P, actually beating it by a small percentage, but enough to cover the fees. So we realize there are portions during a 10-year period when we're going to have underperformance. We're just not concerned about it. But if you have questions about your portfolio or how we actually trade, be sure that you log on live Thursday and ask me questions. I field questions live every single week. You can also shoot me an email at cb3@cb3.com if you want to ask me offline. Reminding you again, Thursday, May 20th, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, Leo Klinstein, just going to be incredible interview. This former Ukrainian immigrant who actually was in the Red Army for a short portion of his life, managed to escape to the U.S., has become very successful here, and he's going to be on for the bulk of the show talking about his situation in the Ukraine and how he got out of there and came here to the United States. You don't want to miss it. Anybody that's concerned about what this country may be becoming because of, I would say, basically a big socialist/communist move in this country, needs to be online for this show so you can hear from a really strong American now what it's like in a country where those freedoms are not taken for granted like they are here. Hope you'll join us for that. Again, just reminding you, we'll cover the patent deal, we'll cover the sector leadership, we'll take your questions, and we will be there, and looking forward to seeing you. If you're new to the program, be sure that you subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the little bell so you get updates whenever I go live. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet every single day, sometimes twice a day. Last week when that unemployment report came out, I sent out a special tweet because it was literally the biggest miss in U.S. history as far as miscalculating how Wall Street got it so wrong. Still hard to believe. I'll dig into some more details again on Thursday. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Really appreciate it. Again, we'll see you Thursday night from COVID, U.S. politics, and the world economy to clarity. This is CB3 Live and your Monday Market Mashup. We'll see you on Thursday night.